Gobble gobble peoples. Gobble gobble. UN Spacey Wolf Squadron. This is Wolf 10, your wolf commander, your werewolf, coming to you again today on this lovely afternoon of days with an interesting topic of the stream. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Let me welcome to the chat so far Brian Gill Martin, Schooner Tuna, and of course, Melissa Harris cannot stick around, but she will be waiting for me to join, I believe, Troy Pacelli or Big Al, who will be hosting a stream of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles rewatch. And she is wishing us, sorry, she's in a hurry. And thank you for spreading the word, Melissa. And I think only one of you stuck around, I believe. And of course, yes. Oh, hey there, Sound Engraver. Okay, there's two of you. Maybe StreamYard's playing tricks on me. Maybe you guys are hiding because of the topic. What is the topic today? I'm here to talk about my profession. My artistry, if you will. What my art dabbles into. The community that I belong to, the fandom that I reside in, it will be about furries and anthros. Oh, scary. Yes, I know you guys heard horror stories, a few horror stories, many more horrible than the other. I'm here to shed some light on the good aspects of being part of the furry community or the anthropomorphic community, and give you some guys some categories to discuss and talk about my fascination and fixation within this world. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people have I'm pretty sure a lot of you have wondered what is the fascination with Wolftan and the furries and the anthro creatures per se. Many of you know why I got into this profession, but I'm going to tell you guys and set the record straight here because I don't want you guys going after Ishi's stream trying to figure out which one was the one that where I actually revealed why I got into furry art. So my fascination started with, let's go way beyond. Little Wolf was very fascinated with the anthropomorphic animal phenomena, if you will, when he watched a commercial of Robin Hood. That is the Robin Hood that is a fox. I was very fascinated with that movie and the art style. I was also fascinated with Looney Tunes and Roger Rabbit, and there was other anthropomorphic creatures that that came after, especially during the '90s, with Bucky O'Hare, uh, Extreme Dinosaurs, can and Street Sharks, but those were more of the getting onto the trend that Ninja Turtles had started off with. Of course, you had Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim, which was the Secret of Nim, the Great Mouse Detective, American Tail 5 Goes West. I will not speak of the sequels. 5 Goes West is the best sequel by far. And my fascination was strengthened when I saw Star Fox the game. Strengthened even more when I played Star Fox 64. And since then I was drawing anthropomorphic creatures even beforehand, like Darkwing Duck and of course, Tiny Toons. Oh yeah, we cannot forget Sonic. But over the years, when I got into high school, of course, I've drawn a few fan art and edge lord artwork. It's where I discovered the furry community through Deviant Art of all places, of course. Typical. It's where I started to get really into doing this kind of profession. Starting off with a story that I wanted to tell that starred Hell Wolves, if you will. The more I started to do these characters, the more I got really into it. And of course, I've made a few friends along the way, and also lost a few friends along the way. Of course, I also got more deep into the community and learned that it's been here for a long time. Actually, if you guys really want to know the a very good detailed documented history of the furry fandom, look no further to Frederick Knutson's Down the Rabbit Hole YouTube video about the furry fandom, and he goes into quite a detail of how I got started. It really got started when artwork of funny animals, as it's called, got started, and over time it got into forums and blogs and all that stuff. It was it was around here even during, I believe, the 80s, to say at least. I mean, you get these kind of fandoms, like, you'll be surprised at how far they got their start, how very far they got their start. It's an interesting deep dive, if you will, to say the least. Of course, with its history, it starts with a bit of the good, but in the middle it gets in with the bad, and we do have those sorts that take the fandom far too seriously. And I believe that the furry community does get a bad rap due to those individuals that give it a bad name. But what fandom hasn't had their share of bad apples, to say the least? Of course, we all know that the furry community and the furry fandom is also associated with a lot of fetish art and fetish like um, discrepancies that most people are a bit put off. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. It does deal with half human, half animals, to say the least. And I understand why people can be very put off. So one would wonder, why would I join the Professor Geeks group despite my sort of questionable profession? Why people seem to be a bit very understanding and open to my artwork and to my profession. It's because these guys don't judge me before they get to know me, which I have to say, now that we're in Thanksgiving, I will have to say what I'm really thankful for. In spite of this whole year has been quite of a CF, if I'm very thankful for the Professor Geeks group, the community that I've now come to call my family, outside my real family, my family from another family, if you will. So I'm very thankful to have met the professor, to have met the Pacellis, sound engraver, even the people who I've interacted with in the comments during streams of each stream, of course. So I'm very thankful to have met all of you, and I have not. I will say this: I have never regretted it at all. I will also admit that most people have known me by now that I am also an atheist, But but I will count this whole year having a blessing to have again meet many walks of life that are very compassionate, very stalwart in their faith, very diligent in what they believe in, and also being the people to respect my beliefs and my uh, morality, if you will. And that's only because we gel so well together that we have the same common ground and same common interests, and that's what unites us as a that's what unites us as a whole. And so far, there has never been no drama in this group. So far, and I'm usually the type of one that tends to pull back for a while, do a little contribution here and there within a group, but I was like really cynical when it comes to being in groups. But so far, this group has proved that things like this can last for a lifetime. Where am I going with this? I want to contribute to the group the positive side of the furry community. And that's not to say that the Professor Geeks group is about representing the furry community. I am not going to, that's not to say I'm going to be the spokesperson of the furry community. I have no furry group to call home to anyways to bring in to this group. And frankly, I'd rather they not be part of the Facebook group, considering all the horror stories that have been told and what people have thought about the furry community on the outside. But I will be, let's just say, as Wonder Woman is the Amazon to America, the ambassador of Themyscira, so I will be the ambassador of the furry community. Let's just go with that. So you heard my fascination. Now you heard my mission within the Professor Geek group. As most of you may not notice or may have known already, that I am working on a comic book that features anthropomorphic animal characters called After Years, which started with a slice of life, turned into a slice of life school setting, and now it has morphed into a slice of life battle comic. Multiple revisions, multiple character rewrites, and many character design updates. And I'm on the verge of creating the world of Eoth, which is the setting of where After Years take place. So, with that being said, I understand the ups and downs of the furry community and the kind of community that I belong to. So hopefully I'll be the one that they're the most accepting of, regardless of what I post into that group. So let's begin with the categorizations of each type of furries, if you will. Well, furries is more of the they start off with the you usually start off with your first persona, which is your furry character that you create for yourself. That's usually that's how you get into the community. You start off with your persona. You come with a species, be it a wolf. That's more common in the community. The wolf you use, though. I think foxes are making a comeback. They're going to be the it trend now. Originally it was wolves, then cats, then you had your foxes, and I believe also bears is a shoe in for the next trending animal within the furry art community. Rabbits have already built a resurgence ever since Zootopia, which also I'm gonna address too. I'm gonna address what is not part of the furry community, despite what any of the members of the furry community will tell you. I will tell you what is not part of the furry community, what medium, what animation, and what story is not a part of the furry community. Let me debunk that, shall we? I see that Brian Gilmore has raised his hand, so let me highlight his comment. That's the thing with certain communities. Once more toxic elements become well known, they tend to color people's perception of that community. Yep. Start with the it. I'm surprised that the Adventure Time community has I believe the Adventure Time community is the only one that didn't fall into that trap of toxicity. I believe the Steven Universe community definitely is really more notorious of being toxic ever since the social progressives have invaded. It gets like that when the social progressives invade the community, and not enough people are stepping up to excommunicate, or at least not even invite them into the community. That's where it usually breaks apart, because then you have people stepping down. You have the social progressives taking leadership within the ranks and just mutating mutating the community, and really clouds people's perceptions of the community now. Like here's the thing about me when it came down to communities. I've heard, like, that's the first thing I always hear is the horror stories. And Chris P is here wishing us a happy Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be eating, or is that coming later? Or is everybody just preparing themselves to watch planes, trains, and automobiles later on with the Pacellis? I'm definitely gonna be there. But I figure I'll just help you guys kill some time, or maybe you guys can hear me ramble on while y'all eat some dinner, or eat dinner, or Thank you, Crispy. Thank you very much. Brian Marr has added, they tend to kick out long-time members of those communities too. Yep. Yeah, and the thing is that when they do that, they don't earn the power. They take it, they steal it, they rob it. And their obsession with power is what will be their downfall in the long run. As the years to come, their obsession with power will be the downfall, to the point where that's all they're left with unearned power that they did not build on their own, let alone achieve through merit. Those who try to take power, as I always said in streams, are weak people. But that's me just going on a tangent of something that should be another stream topic. So let me go back back a bit and give you guys the types of and this is very important to any of you guys to know what's what when you want to, let's just say, if you guys want to do something like a fantasy story, if you will, or a sci-fi story, and you don't know exactly the types of furries that you're, quote unquote, furries that you're putting into your stories. So I'll give you the categories. So you got the anthropomorphic, which is usually half human, half half animal. They're not necessarily wares. Wares, the term were would be man to whatever beast you're associate. You associate the were to, like werewolves. I can't really call myself a furry uh In particular, because I'm technically a werewolf, I am a lycanthrope, which I mostly reside in mythology, but they're all the range in the furry community, but they're not furry. They're mythology. Let me make that clear right now. Werewolves are not furry. Well, duh, they have fur all over and they're hairy, but still, they're not classified as furry. They're mythology, mythological monsters. They've been there since dawn. The furry community would like to say they are, but they're not. They're mythology. But you get, but the wares are a bit of a um an art piece to the furry art community. Then you have the feral, which is the regular animals, basically the ones that walk along fours. You got your dogs, your cats, stuff like that. That the ferals are your average animals that are not sentient. So you got those. That's the category for the furry art community is the feral. I'll address that when I'm done. Then you have Taurs, which I don't really classify them as furries either because centaurs are mythology. And what I mean by Taurs, it's basically the person with the body of a pharaoh at in the lower section. So the centaur is the half man, half horse. Well, half a man, half a horse put together. So you got that, but you can also mix wolf, well, canine, feline, just any manner of animal, and you give them you give them you give them a human top half and a four-legged bottom half, and you have a Tor. But again, I don't classify in my honest opinion, I don't classify them as furry either because that's based on the Tor is basically based on mythology, you know. So I wouldn't call it furry, but it's there as part of the art community of furries. Then you have of course, you have your reptiles, which is your lizard men, your nagas, which again, nagas are not furry mythology. The the human top half with the snake head and the snake all the way bottom half. Then you got the arachnotors, which is basically the spider women, like like arachne. Again, I don't call them furries either. I call them mythology. They're based on mythology, which is female body, but the rest of her is spider. And nowadays they design them the way how Monster Girls designed the female spider tor, if you will, arachnotor. Sorry, arachnotor, which is she has her whole female body with the legs included to make the front legs of the spider, which the front legs of the spider that are used to web up their prey. Those are that's what they're used as, and her butt's basically the rest of the spider's body, which is it's cool to look at, but it's also weird when you think too much about it. It's design, I mean, but that's where they go with. I mean, they used to go with the usual stuff like if you ever played Dark Souls, the witch Quilloth, she has her top body on the body, her torso. I mean, literally on the body of a spider. That's how the arachnotors were designed. But again, those were mythology. But nowadays, it's more of a trend to design them the way how Monster Girls designed the arachnotor. We also have the avian, which is birds, and they can go in two flavors. They can go with the wings that are like angel wings. Then you have the ones that have the wings as their arms. They come in a variety of designs, but the two common designs I've seen thus far were the angel like wing uh, avians and the ones that have wings for arms. We also have insectoids, which just anthropomorphize insects from even your anthropomorphized arachnids. I mean, spiders are even. I mentioned the arachnotors, but we also have full body spiders too. I created a full body spider anthro before, which I would love to revisit one of these days when I muster up the uh the habit of designer, because she was an interesting character to design because I wanted to create a new world with her too, but I'm too chicken to look up spider species because when you look up spider species, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna run into pictures of tarantulas, and tarantulas I have the biggest fear of tarantulas. I don't know why. I see a picture of a tarantula and I just freeze up. I can see I could run to a video that showcases a tarantula close up and I'll freeze up. That's how much I fear tarantulas. Big hairy things, man. It's funny how that fear didn't come up until I got older. I can look. The thing is, I can look at tarantulas when I was a kid and I'll be fine, you know. But ever since then, when I got a little older, my fear of tarantulas came about out of nowhere, and I do not know why. I do not know how. I never ran into no tarantula in real life when I was a kid, nor did I encounter one at all. Well, at least until there was that one incident in junior high where my friend brought his tarantula to school. But other than that, like I don't know I'm getting off into a tangent. Let's move on. So yeah, there's the insectoids. Of course, another one that's not really classified, I wouldn't classify as furry either, is dragons. Dragons are all arranged too, but they're kind of winding down too. I'm going by what I'm seeing thus far, and when it comes to the community, when it comes to what's trending. And dragons used to be the big it thing. I think specifically it's because of Game of Thrones. I'm not sure though. But they're starting to wind down too now, and I think mice are going to get a resurgence too. Mice are not really nearly all that presented. There's a there's a lot of mice pictures, yes, but I'm saying like as far as like it's continuing to build up where people are doing mice drawings and mice art, not really so much. So from what I've seen thus far, like I said, so far what I'm seeing is foxes, wolves are kind of coming back, and rabbits mostly, and then there's the next one which is called cross species, which you got your hybrid anthros, which you mix them with all kind of manner of animals, or sometimes they tend to color them in bright mixed colors. Then there's also closed species, which you have your average furry artist create their very own original species of anthropomorphic animal, and they call it closed species because that's theirs and no one can use them now. They pretty much have it in their head that they've created this new alien like species within the furry art community, and nobody cannot use them unless you have permission to use those type of species. That's a new one I've never even heard of before. I recently heard about those. several months ago. I was like, what? But yeah, there's that. There's also the really weird ones like the oh, I forgot their names. Name starts with an A, but there's also jackal raptors. Jackal raptors. If anybody catch this, they know who they are. They create these species, but still, that's a nice. Those are nice designs. I've seen plenty of jackal raptors, and there's some pretty good design mix. If you ask me, what else can I say? I might as well address Brian Gilmore. This might be a short stream, guys. I thought I was gonna have a lot to say about this topic. This might end up being the shortest stream I've done thus far. But let me address Brian Gil Martin yet again. Would the Lagoos from Fire Emblem Path of Radiance be considered wares? Mm, no, I wouldn't say that. I would say they're more. And yeah, this might be a short stream because there's not people. Everybody's here for the holidays. They're not really going to be lingering here. But to answer your question before you go, Brian, no, they're shifters. They're not wares or shifters. To be honest, I wouldn't really go that far to call them wares because wares would be more of a transformation that you can't control most of the times, or they have to be half human, half something else to be considered a ware. So I wouldn't put the Lagoos as wares. They're more shifters, especially when they shift into feral animals and feral mythical beasts and avians like ligers, lions, tigers. Yeah, this is a bad this was the worst idea I've ever did. I'm not jaded with you guys. I'm glad you guys come by to at least say hi. And hello, Casey Scott. If I'm sounding a bit jaded, it's only because we never really planned on celebrating Thanksgiving that much, and so far my family is out in LA. My mother was planning to come out here, but she wasn't able to because of our situation within this year. I'm not mad about it. Uh, we're supposed to go out and eat today, but you know what? We're we're gonna be fine. Just sitting around, just doing nothing really. So this year has been a bit of a dry year for me. I've been a bit less enthusiastic in celebrating holidays. I mean, what else can I say? But that I'm not gonna be dreary for this stream. I'm gonna chin up and be positive. Talk about something that's my passion really. Uh, what else can I say about the furry community? I guess I could talk about my experiences with people with crazy requests because I tend to do a bit of art requests, and man, there were some weird ones, really weird ones. Some involved my characters too. Some that they tried to involve my characters in. Schooner Tuna. On a scale from Thundercats to Cats, the musical, what do most people gravitate to? Sadly to say, they're not furry. Don't let anybody see that's not. You know what? Thank you, Schooner, for even giving me that topic. See, now you're reinvigorating me there. That that was the one thing that really got me the most was when Cats was announced. Everybody was all so worried that the furries was gonna overrun the theaters and get all greasy. You know, within the theater, like just make the whole theaters a cesspool. The furries did not want to go there because the cast didn't even look good in that movie. Now, if you talk about the play, it's still not furry. Though furries would like to claim it, some furries would like to claim it. It's not furry. Cats will never be furry, and neither will be Thundercats. Thundercats ain't even close to being furry. They only have cat faces. But yeah, not even Star Fox. Star Fox is not even classified furry, and neither is Zootopia. And that was another fiasco that really got on my nerves because I was there before me and my wife went to see Zootopia, and I was looking at the poster, and I hear these two nickelheads chatting about Zootopia before I even saw the movie, talking about it's for the furries. I'm looking, I'm like, excuse me, it's not for the furries, you nincompoop. And Arcade Barnes is here. Let's highlight his comment real quick. Furries can be a bad idea, especially with the types of people who want to dominate the main groups. There are some people who want to clean that up with better policies. Yeah, let's hope it does get there, cause like I said, I've ran into a few that have really gave the community a bad name. I've also ran into a few that had some weird requests. If you guys really want to hear that story, I'll probably tell you it's kind of it's really not safe for work, but I'll try to be as PG. This is gonna be like Ishi Stream, isn't it? So, would the creatures in the Blue Submarine number 6 count as furries? No, they are not furry. Even though we do have marine type creatures in the furry community, you got the dolphins, the orcas. They're not the creatures from Blue Submarine number 6 is not furry. And I hate to burst everybody else's bubble. Beastars is not furry. It's not. Not even brand new animal. It's not furry, but both of those mangas are embraced by the furry community, but they trying to claim it as furry. It's not furry. It's not. I'll tell you what is furry. Omaha the Cat Dancer. Read that comic book a few times. Though I advise to approach with extreme caution, guys. That series is not safe for work. Very not safe for work. There's also Fritz the Cat, sort of, kind of. I wouldn't really. He's a bit of a question mark whether or not he's counted as furry. Give me a minute to. What do you classify from Arcade Barnes? What do you classify as furry slash scaly, etc. anthropomorphic and animal heads? Uh, just anything created by the furry community. That's where I classify as furry. If it was a property that came before the furry community even got into the fray, then it's not furry. And and even after that, if it's created by a property that's not even a member of the furry community, it's not furry. That's why I say brand new animal and Beastars is not. I don't consider it furry. Even if they, even if Beastars do tackle dark material that would be a furry fanfic wet dream, it's not furry. It's a story told by the Japanese in its own way. I mean, it slides into that because it's a complete world full of nothing but anthropomorphic animals that has in a way kind of solved the how do the predators eat in that world. Not really. You could have a you can have a furry story without sexual themes to it. Um, can't really put my finger on what story I read that had furries in it, but it's very clean. And yeah, yeah, I'm still teetering on that. It's not furry. I don't think I ever ran. I think I ran into a few Japanese that were into the furry community, but I don't think that's where it started. I don't even think that's the idea. But you can correct me if I'm wrong, Arcade Buns. Like I said, I'm open to be proven wrong. But as far as like when it comes to Robin Hood, Zootopia, not furry. It's animated animals category as I like to call it. But they, but I will say the furry community is all over Zootopia. I mean, the many arts of Judy Hopps I've seen thus far. Yeah, she's well received, very well received. Her and Nick and any other characters. I've seen many characters. Though Judy's the more popular one, and second behind her will be Gazelle, and yeah, there's some good ones, and there's some very not safe for work of Gazelle, and some that takes it way too far, way too far. Eh, you know what? I can go into that one too. The art that takes it way too far. I've seen so many art that tend to revel into stuff like that. Arcade Barnes. I just feel furry creator doesn't work to define a product. By that definition, the Beatles' music is furry. Yeah, yeah, I can agree with you there. I'm saying furry creator will be just an artist that does work that involves the furry community. But yeah, I tell you guys, this is going to be an interesting topic to talk about to tackle. I mean, you guys give me your thoughts on what you think about the community from the outsider's perspective. I've been inside, man. I've been inside. I'll tell you. And Schooner Tuna. For me, Sonic Sat is what made me notice this diverse fandom called furry craze. Yeah, the Sonic series is well embraced in the furry community too. Granted, I've seen a resurgence of Amy art, good and not safe for work, but it's been there's been this whole little meme where they're starting to mishmash characters in their suits. I've seen excuse me, art of Rouge wearing Amy's outfit and Amy wearing Rouge's outfit. Or there were times that they were using other characters from other games to wear Rouge's outfit. I've seen a bit of the memes there. Owen, the Guyver Patriot, is never late. He arrives when he knows his wingmate is in need. Remember that. And I hope you've been having a good festive Thanksgiving. And what are you doing here, anyways? You should be eating with family. I mean, all you guys should be eating with family, unless, well, yeah, tragedy is hidden. Or if you guys are in different time zone, that must be coming later in the evening. But other than that, I'm glad you're here, buddy. Welcome to Guyver Patriot, everybody. And please note that we are underway for this Sunday for the rewatch. Hopefully, our immaculate traveling scribe, Ivan Mendoza, will be joining us that day, too. I'll have to get in contact with him pronto to make sure if he's down for it. But back to what I was saying. Ooh, Hmm. It's another show that was that people were classifying as furry, but it's not furry. Y'all give me a show or a story, and I'll tell you what's if it's furry or not. I know one thing: Fox and the Hound ain't furry. Stars feral animals, and it's based off a book. It's not furry. Buck Your Hair is definitely not furry. It's got a human in it, technically, but still, even if they didn't have humans in it in Buck Your Hair's universe, it's still not furry. Actually, let me address. You're just here. You're here along for the crazy. You're along. You're here. You're here for the chaos, dude. No, Heathcliff will be a funny animal, just like Actually, you know, Fritz ain't furry. Fritz is funny animal too. No, 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 no. I'm using that term wrong. Furry came from funny animals. No, Heathcliff will be in the same category as Garfield and Looney Tunes. They're not furry. They're like I said, they're embraced by the furry community, but that does not make them furry property. No matter what they will try to tell you. I also would like, you know what? I should also address this other type of furry, otherkin. No, Owen, I said you weren't here earlier, but I said this right now. Thundercats are not furry. They're a different beast for pun intended in their cell. They're not furry though. Yeah, they're called cats and they're anthropomorphic and they got human faces, but they're not furry. They're not even embraced enough in the furry community, anyways. I've yet to. Well, that's not to say they're not embraced. So what I'm really trying to say, I'm stuttering here. What I'm really trying to say is there's hasn't been really that much art of Thundercats in the furry community, or at least geared towards the furry community. Some have just did their work and just they're just associated with the furry community. They just post art there because some art sites tend to some some artists tend to just gravitate towards furry sites if they don't have nowhere else to go, or if the art site that they mostly frequent has lost its way, if you will. So sometimes you'll get artists that are just there to post art in was technically a furry art community. Now, granted, they'll do some furry art, but they'll still do some other work too. I've seen human characters in a furry art site. DeviantArt is not really DeviantArt is not technically a furry art site, anyways. It's an art site. Period. Furries just live there. But other sites like Fur Fanny, Eat Bunny, you do not. I'm gonna tell you right now. As far as furry art sites to go, which I know y'all not gonna go anyways. But you do, if you guys do want to tour any art sites, you do not want to go to Ink Bunny. Do not go there at all. They have, granted, there are a lot of professional furry artists that do a lot of good art there. But Ink Bunny has one mandate. They have one mandate or one popular art category that they favor so much, and I think I at this point I've distanced myself from that site. My art is there, but I do my art based on my preferences, of course, and my standards. And the thing is that the the furry site Ink Bunny focus far too much on the cub art, if you will. Yeah, I believe that's where their focus is mainly on. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to delete my account yet, but I'm not going to be around this site too long, or at least I won't be frequent. I won't be frequently. I won't be at the site frequently. Is what I'm saying because of that. Not that kind of club, man. You do not want to be a part of that club. But I want to highlight your other comment that Bucky O'Hare has a thing around it. The boy Willie is from another dimension. The place Bucky lives is explicitly called the Antiverse, and they view Willie as a strange alien. Of course they would. They've never encountered a human before. Of course, I'm sure any other creature from any universe that pops into Bucky's universe would be an alien to them. And Owen, if Thundercats aren't furry, then I don't know what is. Dude, they're not furry. They're not furry. They're anthropomorphic, but they're not furry. There's a difference between anthropomorphic and furry. And actually, I'm not gonna read that. It's on screen. You guys can read it. Schooner Tuna. What about Howard the Duck? He's anthropomorphic. He's not. He's the alien duck. He's not really furry. As a matter of fact, I haven't even seen him in the furry art section. Besides, he's a comic book character. He's not really furry. He's anthropomorphic, yes. He's in the same category as Robin Hood and DuckTales and everybody else. He's in that category. They're not furry. They're just embraced by the furry community. No, they would like to think he is. Especially with the social progressives. Oh my goodness. They're almost affecting the social progressives are almost affecting the furry community too, and I've seen it many times with the art that's been popping in. It's been a lot. There's been a high trend of trans art within the furry community. They even got the non-binary thing going on with the animals. I'm like, the thing is, I take the anthro world a bit literally than most, where I tend to view if it's an anthropomorphic world, or at least if it's a furry world, then there should be no such thing as gender dysphoria or gender fluidity. Those fake terms that they created. I don't the way how I think when it comes to the animal kingdom, I don't think the animals will have any concept of that. So what's it doing in there? Let alone exactly Arcade Barnes. Comic book characters like Scrooge McDuck and everybody else, they're not furry. Not even Howard the Duck. Not even. He'll make a joke about being a furry, but that does not say that he's a furry. It's not. But yeah, the furry community has also embraced this whole gender studies and all that BS. The critical theory, the critical theorist's thought process, which I'm like, no, no. Objectively, this would not fly in a world like the world of furries because animals have no concept of what we have invented for ourselves. Let's go with that. Invented for ourselves in terms of gender and all that nonsense. That's why if and when I do get after his release, you will not see anything like that in my world. I like Owen's comment here. No mammal would be trans or non-binary. Maybe frogs and starfish, but not animals. Well, here's the thing about frogs, Owen. Even if they did change genders, it wouldn't be classified as not non-binary. It'll still be binary because a frog, even if it's male, it will spontaneously go female, which automatically makes it female at this point because it has organs, reproductive organs, the change in reproductive organs. The only thing that can really classify as non-binary is the starfish, sort of. And we can't even classify seahorses because technically the technical term for seahorses is almost close to being hermaphrodites. That's what they are in a way, with the reproductive roles swap between male and female. So I would classify them more as hermaphrodites, but they're not gender neutral. The seahorses or non-binary. As again, I don't really follow that nonsense that they tend to push in these schools. But Schooner Tuna, let me address your comment real quick. I guess I have no idea what a furry is. I'm not sure if this is good or bad. No, it's good. It's best that you don't know. Like I said, it only counts as furry if it's created by. Let's just say if I release After Years, right? That's furry. Okay, or at least that's an anthropomorphic world. And Arcade Barnes. So if I see an animal comic character in a primarily animal comic book where they're defining human traits like boots, it's not furry. Yeah, it's furry. Okay, I'll concede that's furry. No, no, no. I'm kidding. No, it's not. Well, it depends on what company it's coming from. Arcade Barnes. If it's coming from Marvel, then maybe, maybe if it's a person that's a furry artist that's into the furry community, then yeah, you can classify as furry. But if it's somebody who just wanted to create a world, like say a new world that's in the world of Thor, then I wouldn't call it furry. I'm saying what where I draw the line is if you put in like Medusa, centaurs, and satyrs, and then try to call it furry. I'm like, that's not furry. That's mythology. As I said, you wasn't here earlier. I don't buy that creator needs to be a card carrying member of the furry community as bad as it is definition. Oh, let me highlight your other comic. This is something I need to really point out too. Gender dysphoria is a rare medical issue, but far more rare than people say it is. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. It's been a very huge topic since last year that people are trying to push this whole gender dysphoria onto children. Like that, like these parents are trying to be the it crowd with their pushing this. They tend to turn their kids into little toys. They're no longer kids are no longer allowed to be kids anymore in this the world of the social progressive. They're accessories and objects. Everything is an object to everybody. Every, in the world of social progressives, everybody's an object. Black people, white people, women, homosexuals, they're objects to people, to these people. They're no longer okay. I can see it on this one. It says, what about the '90s show Swatcast? The whole universe is cat people. You know what? You know what? That one kind of skirts the line, kinda. I don't know. I don't think I would classify them as furry. And Neil Star is here. You're along for the circus, dude. So let me read your intro. The brilliant star that shines through the night, the wild stallion that tramples evil. Where's Riser Man? Riser Man is supposed to stand before you. Where's the Riser Man? But going back to what Owen was saying, it kind of skirts the line. Most of these shows do skirt the line, but they're not furry. They're embraced by the furry community, but they're not furry. Maybe maybe they have some furry influences. Let's go with that, guys. If you guys want, yeah, you know what? I will say this: some of these shows may have been influenced by the furry community, maybe, but they're not furry. And Schooner misses Swatcast, so do I. But I do not want it to continue. I'm sorry, I do not want Swatcast to continue. If they ever do try to revive it, no. Leave it where it should be, the 90s. Mm. I was going to talk about another one. Actually, let me talk about the suits. So, why the suits, right? Well, that's their, in a way, that's their character. Sometimes, those who have fursuits, they tend to take it too far and make that character their identity now, especially the ones that need mental assistance. They tend to let justice blaze out. There you go. There's my opening voice act for your character, Owen Lister. Okay, Barnes has one. You know what? This might well be a hangout stream then. Non-binary is the popular term for girls who don't feel like being an ultra girly girl, or have body issues like 90% of most girls. Previously, they were just called girl or maybe tomboy. Yeah, I miss tomboy. That's basically what it boils down to. Is these people have no self esteem whatsoever. They have no them not having any self esteem. They go out to buy an identity to buy self esteem to validate their poor self esteem mostly. They just want it's all about that feeling special nonsense. Basically, and that's every demographic. Sadly it's a thing that's pouring into any different graphic from all walks of form of life. Thankfully, the furry community is kind of, despite its faults, haven't really completely dived into that. Though some people do use their quote unquote non-gender pronouns from those who I follow, but it hasn't really gotten that far yet. I haven't had anybody come to me about somebody doing something, saying that, oh, you can't do this, or you can't. I haven't heard anybody do that in the furry community. I don't think the social progressives don't even want to touch the furry community yet. I think they want to work their way with they're trying to worm their way into Japan, really, but they're not gonna go the furry. Well, I got a lot of tomboy characters in my roster that I'm still actually doing the updates to. Oh, and he's adding more to his character. Dr. Pine is currently leading for the search for the supersonic hero. Okay. Schooner Tuna, let's go with your comment real quick. I could dance with you till cows come home. Second thought, I'd rather dance with the cows. Don't know what the context to that is. From Arcade Barnes, I've seen many fursuit people use it as a layer of anonymity. Yeah, some people have. I will say this: some furries do get away. They tend to get away with murder when it comes to their suit wearing. They're very good at not talking because once they put the suit on, they don't say anything. They're basically mascots. You know, your high school mascot, your Chuck E. Cheese mascots, and all that. You don't really say. You don't really. They don't really say much. They just do. And it's alien to most people with a functioning brain because it's more of a mime in an animal suit basically. But I've heard there have been some wild stuff that people do in their suits too. So yeah, it's pretty weird, and I'm a part of it, I'm saying it's weird. Then there's the other kin, which isn't really a furry thing. It's just close to being. It's more of a. I would say otherkin is kind of like a thing that originated from the hippies. Well, otherkin are people who spiritually connect with animals, who spiritually believe that they're animals. You know, and I, for one, would consider myself sort of a otherkin because spiritually I feel like a wolf, but I know I'm human. Well, spiritually I feel like a werewolf, of course. And don't take the wrong impression about Ehrlichien most of the time. There are some that do take it too far though. I mean, I'm pretty sure some of you guys seen that video, that girl running on all fours and hopping over a bench on all fours and stuff like that. Then there's that one girl who thinks she's a cat, literally acting like a cat. And then there was the deer person on Twitch. My goodness. Owen. I'm surprised no one made a horror movie where the killer is in a fursuit. That would be an interesting slasher movie. It would be, wouldn't it? I would go as far as to make the person wear the suit and turn into the beast. Actually, Groucho Marx. He's a fantastic insult comic. Ah, okay. Only met two furries. Well, one furry and a costume designer. Anyways, yeah. Um, my boss has a daughter who's a furry too. My former boss, she changed jobs, and granted, her daughter's on under the spectrum. Well, if you guys want me to do impressions, give me some characters to impression. I love doing the impressions too. Like I said, this might be a shorter stream than my usual runtime, and I don't want to keep you guys for Turkey Night. But you guys can also ask me some more stuff of what I count as furry. Like I said, the only thing that I count as furry was Omaha the Cat Dancer, and that was a comic in itself. And granted, Black Sad could be count as furry, but but the thing is with Black Sad is that certain animals represent a certain racial demographic. So it come I would say it is furry, but I'm also teetering on making it not furry because people represent the animals in that world, or at least it's a human world told in the perspective in the form of animals. Okay, just curious. What are your standards as an artist from Schooner Tuna? See, my standards for an artist is first and foremost know what your know what your art is for. Either it's for yourself. If it's for yourself, then don't then do of course do it for yourself. If it's for fun, do it for fun. Basically, know what your art is for. Practice, practice, practice. You are not you always have room to grow. Always. I don't care if you're born a project, you still have room to grow your art and your art skills. So always practice. Your anatomy may be the greatest, but it still has some areas to improve upon, like most people. Um, if you're gonna do not safe for work, be prepared for the scorn that you're gonna be thrown at and the criticisms. Just know that you have the strength to stand your ground and explain yourself. If you want to go with not safe for work art, I've done many not safe for work art. It depends on what type of how far you're going with it. Now, what there's a layer to not safe for art. If you want to go with vanilla, go for it. Vanilla is really just like the titillation and all that stuff. But if you want to go explicit, you better commit. You better be ready to commit to that and own up to that. Because once you go there, there is going back to it, but it will it will stay with you forever. There is bug thing or furries. Owen. So is it? They're called insectoids. Owen. I was talking about that earlier. I was going over the subcategories. So let me give you the full set. So you have the avian, which are birds, the taurs, which are centaur furries. They basically have top human top half and four-legged lower half. You have the scalies as I think it was Arcade that mentioned it or Chris P. I'm too lazy to scroll back up. I'm sorry guys if I got the person wrong. You got the scalies, which are the reptiles, and amphibians, which are frogs and salamanders and the like. Feline, canine. You have the cross species, the closed species, which I will re-explain again. Closed species are original furry creatures that are created by a creator, and they close it off. And once they're closed off, you as an outsider cannot use them unless they have their express permission. There are new species that they created that they will not allow anybody unless express permission to use. That's what a closed species is. You also have the hybrids, which is duh, self-explanatory. Then you have the I wouldn't even classify these as part of the furry community, but goo, which is goo people. They're actually more in line with the monster. They're more monsters. Neostar. I actually made a werewolf character some years back, a dark hero that protects the city from wicked demons that hunt the night. Yeah, me too. You got a lot of those circling around in the interwebs, but that's not to say that you shouldn't stop writing that story. So if you ever get back into that, write that story. Here's back to what Schooner was talking about as an artist. Here's the thing about you. Here's one thing I gotta say about art, guys, or story ideas. It don't matter if it happened before. What matters is your own take of what happened before. If it's already been done before, do not panic. Do not let that hold you back for your story. Keep writing your story. If anything, don't be too focused on rewriting it so much to distance yourself from what happened before. Put your own spin into it, is what I'm saying. So the world I'm creating most likely will be compared to Beastars and Zootopia. Did that stop me from addressing my re structuring my characters? No. It just prompts me to put my own spin to it. because my world takes place in on an alien world. Period. So you can compare it to Zootopia and Beastars all you want, but it takes place in a world that's far different from theirs. So yeah, it's based on animal society, yeah, but it's not gonna stop me from writing my story, guys. So never be afraid to never panic when somebody compares your work to other things. Like anybody could compare Owen's Beetleblades to Beetleborgs. Will that stop Owen? I hope not. I hope it don't stop you, man. Keep going. Keep writing your story. Just because somebody compared it to Beetleborgs doesn't mean you should stop. That's just some. When people compare, I will say this: when people compare your work to another work or a famous work, is the reason why they do that is to simplify what you explain to them in their heads. That's what they're doing. So, like, if somebody compares Owen's Beetleblades Blades after he explains the whole premise of Beetleblades, Blades, right? Beetleblades Blades is about a superhero fighting a cult, an underground cult. But when they look at the designs, they think, "Oh, it's like billboards, when you it's like billboards, but they're fighting a cult." That's just them simplifying it for their minds because for some reason we just tend to do that. We just try to simplify things to make it easier for us to understand. That's just how we're wired. Both man and woman. That's how we're wired. Period. You know. Neostar again. I was also working on a cartoon penguin inspired by the rare game's animal protagonist, and that's not bad. Keep, let me know if you ever want to get into that. And it's not your fault if you haven't watched Beastars. Beastars, I would say, is not for everybody. It is not for everybody. No story is for everybody. It's just something for anybody to digest. Oh, that's just him addressing Neostar. Da, 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 da. Well, you can always follow Owen Lister on Twitter, Neostar. And if you got us on Facebook, you can follow us on Facebook. He's his same name, Owen Lister. Twitter would be Owen Lister 6, unless Owen don't mind me promoting him to other people. But yeah, you can see his artwork there too. He's been working his butt off this whole year on this comic, and he just got started with his first draft, or is it your second draft, Owen? You tell me in the comments. Could be. Is it your second draft? Dude, I'm not the creator of Bill Blaze. You tell Owen that. I think most people would be comparing Bill Blaze to Kamen Rider or Guy and Guyver. I doubt they'll compare him to Guyver though. Kamen Rider for sure, but Guyver, I don't think they'll make that connection yet. Some people are not. That's the thing about Guyver. Guyver's not really in the public domain. Not so much like Dragon Ball or any of the big three, any of the rest of the big three. So if they do compare it to Guyver somehow, it'll be a rarity. As far as Kamen Rider, it's a certainty. It's a certainty that they will definitely compare it to Kamen Rider. There's a lot of Kamen Rider fans out there, and they're hiding in the shadows. And Casey Scott, what I miss? Stuffed with stuffing. Forgive me for the bad joke. Not so much. I'm just still like discussing art and furries here and there. So, where was I? I think I shared everybody's dreams of thinking everything that they've watched was what they thought was furry when it's really not furry. I mean, have I? Do y'all feel disappointed now that I pointed out some of the stuff that you thought was considered furry, not furry? I mean, you guys tell me in the comments. I love this quote from Schooner Tuna right here, right here. This is something that you guys as artists need to take this into consideration. To anyone worried about how their art will be perceived, then you're creating for all the wrong reasons. It's about showing your perception of things. Exactly. That's art is about perception, how you perceive the world around you through your art. I'm fine with you promoting me. I'm working on the final draft with the 11 by 17 comic boards. Good job, dude. Keep going. Though I hope that little picture I sent you through direct messaging will help you with your arms. Definitely need to work on your arms, dude. Your legs are getting better. The way how you're drawing your legs is a little bit better, but you need to work on those arms. I have no I have no problem if you make the dudes if you draw the dudes with Popeye arms. You know what I'm saying? But I'm you know what, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I joke, but I'm at the same time I'm being serious too when I critique people's art, especially anatomy wise. Yeah, I will say this: you will have to really practice on your arms and definitely practice your women anatomy because you definitely want your legs to be I wouldn't say objectified, but you definitely want your female bodies to be very appealing to the eye. Neil Star. Gabber is somewhat obscure, and this come from a guy who's read Inazuman. I think I pronounced that wrong. Owen. You were attempting me to make a furry Justice League / Avengers team for last. Do it. Do it, dude. Yogi Bear is not furry. He is not furry. He's a cartoon character. It's not furry. He's anthropomorphic, yes, but he's not furry. Okay, I'll bite. Mm. I would classify BoJack Horseman as furry. If you guys really want me to tell you what I would classify as furry, BoJack Horseman. Even though it has humans in it, I consider it furry because each animal behave exactly how they behave in that world, regardless of them wearing clothes, shoes, and all that stuff. But they still behave. The world. Oh, nice. Thank you, Neil. What? What? Really? Really? Dude, we need to migrate to Parlor. I think it's time we migrated to Parlor. I don't care what anybody say about Parlor. I think it's high time we migrate there, dude. If Twitter's gonna do that, Schooner Tuna. I mean, has anyone looked at H.R. Giger's art? I'm just saying, man did not care what others thought, and look at him now. Rest his soul, yes. Back in the 90s, I was in a very famous TV show. BoJack Horseman. BoJack Horseman, don't act like you don't know. That was my show. I'm probably in the minority that actually didn't mind how it ended when it came to that show. Oh, Tuka and those that show with the two birds. That's furry. That's definitely furry. Um, sorry, I'm pausing for a bit. There's been a huge surges of things that have something to do with animals that came up, and some of it's on Netflix, some of it elsewhere. But definitely, that other bird show that didn't make it. That's definitely a furry show. Definitely a furry. But yeah, I would say as far as all the things I've been denying that are furry, BoJack is the main one that I know that I would classify as furry. Yeah, Schooner, I knew what you were talking about. I know what you're talking about. Owen, I might do that though. I heard some not so great things about Parlor, so I'm a little skeptical on that site. It's not that bad. It just bores me. Not too many people. Well, my account don't really pick up quickly enough, like my DeviantArt and my Fur Affinity account does when I post artwork. I barely have any followers there. It was, but the thing is about Parlor, it's still kind of getting traction, and that's only because people on Twitter are trying their best to keep it from getting popular. That's why you should not be listening to those type of great things about them, because that's only coming from a biased party. They want to keep you in instead of letting you leave. Is what I'm saying, Owen. So what I like to do when it comes to visiting sites, I go there and see for myself. That's it. That is all. I don't care what anybody say about a site. I'll check it out and see for myself. Now they'll suggest stuff to me, and then I'll check it out. But at the end of the day, I check it out and see for myself. And that's where you really know is if you go there and see for yourself. If it's not to your taste, then just leave. Close your account. It's simple. It's not nothing. Here's the thing about what people tend to not think, especially the social progressives, the weak-minded social progressives too. Well, they're all weak-minded. They're all weak-minded. Is that they think that they can't leave. You can leave. You heard it from Troy and the net, especially Troy. Troy closed down his Facebook account to some, or at least you know, or at least they're on the verge of closing down their Facebook. Him and Ma Pacelli. You can leave. There's nothing holding you. You can leave. You have the option. It's there. It's up to you if you want to leave or not. Nobody's guilting you from leaving or staying into staying. I mean, so you can leave. That goes for anybody here that's listening. You have the option to leave. Period. Don't let anybody tell you that. Tell you any different. Social media doesn't have your life. Social media doesn't run your life. You have a life outside of social media. Period. So whatever people say about certain sites, take in consideration what they have to say. Yes, but go and see for yourself, and then make your own judgment. Is what I'm saying. Because as far as I could tell from Parler, from my little bite-sized taste of that, it's not really that bad. It's mostly sharing the truth, you know. And Gina Carano's there. That's a good selling point, right? Everybody loves Gina Carano. I did make a comment last night saying, "Well, I might as well just change my password and get back into my account just for the sole purpose of following Gina Carano on there." Scooter Tuna, Schooner Tuna. I think the animal shows like BoJack are coming out because of the allegories slash comparisons they're trying to draw. Yeah, you can actually tell your story through anthropomorphic animals too. That's another thing. That's one thing I should address beforehand this stream too. I should also make comparisons to movies and cartoons that use animals as subliminal messages and symbolism. You know, but I haven't really fully no. I think I did enough with the other kin. I'm pretty sure you guys understand what the other kin are now. If you guys don't know, y'all can check it out in the back watch, of course, for those who have probably joined in late. But I think I addressed those quite enough. Some people tend to take it too far, though. Way too far. I've seen many. Far too many. I'm like, at some point, you can just say, yes, I'm part of the community, but dang it, do not live it as part of your identity. Just remember that you're still human. Oh boy, I'm surprised a wolf haven't come out yet. I think he's asleep today. uh, Excuse me. Trying to stay awake a little bit. Drinking this down this. I'm down this monster real quick. I'm trying to stay awake because there's a drawing I gotta finish too. Then I have to do another drawing on top of that because I'm redesigning characters yet again for after years. So I want them in a look that I'm very comfortable drawing them in. I think I mentioned that in the character designs, didn't I? I think I did. I'm gonna assume I did. Then I'm gonna draw the world. Not the world. No, not that world. My the setting of After Years, which is going to be quite the undertaking because I still have no idea how I'm going to design the way how the buildings look and the colonies and villages and what have you. Still trying to figure out how I'm going to design that and what will I intend to go with the design of the world of Eoth. I was thinking of a nature preserve. I think. I'm thinking about going with a nature preserve, like an animal preserve, sort of, in a style of an animal preserve, sort of. But I'm also going to style the buildings kind of like prominent, famous forests and jungles, like rainforests, tropical forests. And if I want to go with a desert, sort of an alien like desert for the if I want to go where if I want to add in marine creatures in this world. I want to be able to give a distinction of design of worlds. Plus, I want to be able to create nations too. I want to see how the nations work, the society. But I'm not going to really put too much focus on the inner workings. But I do want to make sure that the places are lived in with their own cultures, their own religions, their own celebrations and traditions. It's still got to be a lifelike world, a world that you want to live in. Probably not because, I mean, which I let's be honest, y'all really want to live in a world where there are anthropomorphic talking animals around you? I mean, let's be honest. But still, all right, Neo. Zolo! There. There's my Dio voice. There. Got out of my system. You happy now? Not kidding. Owen Lister just made some notes for Bill Blaze's powers. His standards are enhanced strength, speed, and agility. His powers are electric charge, punches, kicks, and a sword he can summon from another dimension. And make sure you keep that consistent, Owen. Um, you, I will. Here's one thing I would suggest: do not pull the sword out beforehand. Uh, definitely start. Definitely start from the bottom. Start with his standard strength, speed, and agility. You know, the standard stuff. Then when you get into the bigger fish to fry, then use the electric abilities. And then when you get into like a really high boss character, pull out the sword, or pull out the sword when Jenny's life is threatened. My suggestion, yes, but remember, that's only a suggestion, dude. That's only a suggestion. Okay, your story, you write it. I'm just offering you my suggestion there. That's how I would. I'm offering you how I would structure how the display his powers in an action scene. But your story, you write it. If you want to bring out the sword early, have at it. That's your decision. If you want to do it in the middle, your decision too. But I'm just offering that suggestion. All right. But also remember to if you're serious about that editing, about getting it edited, def uh when next Kat and Ishii are online, get their email address so you can address them directly, or at least address Kat directly next time. Or at least you probably got it. You probably got her email already. And if you do, address her directly and ask her for a pricing, because I'm pretty sure she is still open for business. And again, from him, I'd rather not live in a world similar to cats. That's the thing about. Here's the thing about the world about cats. The cats world is a real world. The cats are real cats. They're just told in an anthropomorphic sense. They're not. See, here's the thing. Cats, again, it's not furry. They're cats. They're they're your literal garden variety cats. They're just told in the form of anthropomorphism. So you can live in the world of cats. The thing is, they're not anthropomorphized furry creatures. They're cats that are anthropomorphized. That's why I say they're not considered furry to me, because they're told in a more anthropomorphized way. Okay. Excuse me. I'll do both Vegetas. Your father was an average warrior, but he was a brilliant scientist. Your father was an average warrior, but he was a brilliant scientist. There you go. Come on, guys. You can't let Neostar take over the impressions here. You guys gotta give me some impressions to do. And please put the names next to the quotes next time. Neil, you're lucky I knew where that reference came from. Yeah, that's a nice comparison. Heisei was a good one. They designed them. If you're talking about the movie, they designed them because that's how the play designed them, which is sad because The play had them designed specifically to look like your normal garden variety cats. Yes, they had colors to them too as well. But like I said, that's them basically mimicking the play because in the play, they were dressed, they were wearing clothes. They were, no, they were people dressed as cats that do dances and singing. The story There's a story to cats, and if you imagine the story in cats, if you take that story, and instead of putting anthropomorphized cats in it, you put in real cats, like feral cats. That's what the story is told. That's how the story is told, but it's told through anthropomorphized cats. That's why it looks like that. You can work it anywhere, dude. Trust me, you can work it anywhere. I'm a brilliant scientist. You're a brilliant scientist, Harry. Yeah, you know what? This is a 1 hour mark. This might be a short stream. I keep saying that. I keep saying that. I know it's going to turn into a 3 hour stream. I just know it. Because whenever time I get into these type of subjects, I, I always tend to think, it's probably going to be a short stream. I probably don't have nothing to say until you guys start commenting. And then y'all jot my memory and stuff. And you jot my creative mind. And you even bring up topics in my head just by virtue of commenting, and then it turns into a 3 hour stream, which is not your fault, guys. I'm not saying that either. I'm saying you guys contribute a lot to these streams. You guys contribute a lot. But let me go with Schooner Tuna's impression. My format, virus mission to corrupt and conquer. Sorry, I can't do. I try, but I can't seem to do. Oh, what's his name? What's his name? He's the voice for Megabyte, and he's also the voice of the elder god from Legacy of Kain, and he's been in a lot of Disney movies. He was Frollo. I'll do a count Frollo. Like fire, hellfire, this fire in my skin, this burning desire is turning me to sin. It's not my fault. I'm not to blame. It was the gypsy girl who bought this flame. It's not my fault. I'll stop. If I go any further, I might my voice will wane, and and it will get scratchy, and you know what happens after that. I lose my concentration because I'm so focused on how scratchy my voice got. It's one of my favorite villain songs, by the way. Hellfire, love that song. Really love that song. And Neil Star will be right back. If he'll be again, I don't know how far I'm going to take this, so he might be too late by the time if I do cut the stream short. I keep saying that. I just know I'm going to keep stretching this. Unless you guys got me. Tony J, exactly. Tony J, thank you. Schooner Tuna, thank you. Okay, I'll try to do my Elder God voice from Legacy of Kain. Raziel, you have been summoned. Yeah, that's not good. That's not even close. You are reborn. Become my soul reaper and take your revenge on your brethren. Yeah, that's close enough. What is this madness, this decayed form that I've become? I am destroyed. Or everybody's favorite line, Cain was on the precipice of being deified. You don't want to give too much information about your story, dude, but I'll read it anyways for you. I should mention for only listen. I should mention his weaknesses too. Jenny, obviously, bioelectric powers can drain his body. Now, how is that even possible? And needs protein and electricity to charge and a weak heart. Okay, I get the weak heart. I know he needs to. I know he'll probably. Yeah, he'll. Given the electrical discharge, he'll probably be Pikachu needing to recharge every once in a while. Protein could be a factor too, replacing all the proteins. But the weakness to bioelectric, excuse me, bioelectric, wouldn't it be the opposite effect? I think you should look at Infamous for that one. Maybe, maybe water could. You know, have you ever thought about water being a weakness too, since he's electric? That could work too. Weak heart would be a nice one too, but you don't have to give me context for the weak heart. Just keep working at. You don't, like I said, you don't want to keep talking about your work. Your main energy should be focused on writing and getting it done. Grant, you know when the last time I was on Ishi stream, I was talking about my story. I didn't give. You noticed that I didn't give too much of it because, like I said, I don't want to run the risk of saying too much of it to the point where I start losing interest because I talk so much about it. And when you do that, you run the risk of conditioning your brain into thinking that you've already done it now in your brain. You get my drift? No, 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 dude. Don't let me keep you here, dude. I might end up closing the stream off, and like I said, I want to make sure you guys have enough time to get yourself prepared and eat you some turkey and stuff like that. Don't think you have to be don't any of you guys think you feel obligated to stay here that long. In fact, I'm gonna make do on my integrity here. I'm gonna stop the stream anyways and address Owen real quick. No, no, he has bioelectricity. That's his power name. Ah, okay, okay. But I think I should stop this stream now because it's the holidays and you guys should be celebrating instead of just hanging out with me. And be sure to head over to I think Troy Pacelli's channel for the rewatch of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, or is it Big Al's? It's one of theirs. I think most likely it's Troy's. Friday tomorrow. Don't know what's going on. Either Fat Man's doing something, or Big Al's doing something, or somebody else is doing something. But your guess is as good as mine. Saturday, same shtick. Yeah, Owen, don't reveal too much. Just get to work on it. Just get to work on it. Later, y'all. Yep. Again, Saturday is given. I think Netter is doing something. Oh no, no, no. I think Ma Pacelli is doing something on Saturday on her stream. I think. I don't really know. Yeah, you're right, Casey. It is Troy's stream tonight. All right. But Saturday, I think Ma Pacelli's got something going on there. She will remind us when we're in the stream tonight. Sunday will be me and in the UN Spacey Wolf Squadron back at it again after a long hiatus of a rewatch of Blade. So stay tuned for that one. I've already posted the schedule, and I will be updating soon because I do have two topics coming up next week for you guys. I will not say on the stream. Oh, I plan to, dude. I plan to. I got to practice it for tonight, though. But anyways, yeah. So tune in for that stream. Again, be on the lookout on the Professor Facebook group and the Poster YouTube channel Facebook group. I will be updating the schedule for next week for the two topics. Uh, Later on after our stream or overlapping with our stream will be Study Hall with Troy Pacelli and Age Boomer mostly. Later on will be me and Miss Matchstick with whatever we watch we're doing that night. Monday will be Sound Engraver's Monday Night Muse. Please. She just dropped her video today about Ahsoka Tano. Please watch that today. Give that like. Hit that subscribe for those who don't know who she is. Please hit that like on that video. That was a brilliant video. Shout out to the lady herself, Sound Engraver. That was a brilliant video. I commented and I agree with everything you said about Ahsoka Tano. And I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I'm not liking where they're going with her. Tuesday, I believe Catholic Bible Geek is doing something on Tuesday, either a new study, another book study, or Bible study. Of course, before that will be again Wolf Commander Rambles 2:30 Eastern time. Next Wednesday will be Green Lion Girl. Hopefully this time she took the break yesterday, but also sounds with Birdman with Daniel Herron and H Boomer. And we also repeat the cycle on Thursday, Sunday, and Monday, all the way up to Sunday, Thursday. I'm messing that up now. So let me just stop right there since I'm stammering now, and let me get you guys out of here and sign you guys off so you guys can enjoy some turkey. And don't let nobody ever tell you it's a celebration of slaughtering Native Americans. That is not what that festivity is about. Watch Ishi's stream for the real reason why that celebration was about. If you don't know what that stream is, it's the Give Me Turkey or Give Me Death stream. He will tell you what that celebration was about. And it was not the celebration of slaughtering of Native Americans. As a matter of fact, that came after. Idiots. I swear. This has been Wolf 10 Media, your wolf commander and your werewolf.